Okay, so we've installed Gent 4. Now let's go to installing root, which, as I was saying in the previous um, installation video of Gent 4, it's a data toolkit, which also a very CERN heavy application. So if we just go to root, download, always takes me a while to find the actual um, right link for root. Actually, maybe I should probably pause it just in case I waste too much time. Okay, so I found my right links that I wanted. Just need to add releases to my Google search. So I've got a page of the different releases of Gent 4, and also Root nicely gives you the required dependencies for a number of OSs. So if you just go to the Ubuntu and other Debians, then you can install the just run this command to install anything missing from when you installed Gent 4. And so okay, I'll just wait for that. And I don't think I'll do any. But if you want to do some optional packages, actually let's just install it just for safety. We shouldn't need to use any of them. But just speaking of root, now for some reason, people coming to root often find it a steep learning curve, but since Python's very common and widely used, often people just use root, like they take the root files generated by a Gent 4 simulation and then just process it with Python. So what you need to do is just install the uproot package. So if you're using Python, like use pip or pip3 and then just go pip install uproot. Not sure of I'm pretty sure it's uproot, and then that just lets you open a file within Python. So if you don't want to process the root files using the actual native root interface to plot them and stuff, then you can use them within Python. So now that we've installed all these dependencies for root, let's just download the latest version of root. Actually, I might just arbitrarily choose 6.36 just because the zeros is easier to remember. So I'll just copy that link and do the wget for like webget and paste that, and just paste that to our software directory. Oh, it failed. What did... let me check this. Right. So that wasn't the actual download link I was copying, but the link to the download. So there's a few binary versions available for the most common OSs, but we'll just download the source code and build that just like we did with Gent 4. And it's a bit bigger than Gent 4 because of all the different plotting data. So what we'll do is again sudo wget and then just paste this link in. No, maybe I should have zoomed in earlier. And so let's just do that command. And 195. Actually, maybe I'll pause and come back. Alright, so we've got the root source code downloaded, which we can see here, and like what we did for root, we can extract the tar.gz with xfz, and then just type root, and sudo. And just speaking of this, if you just install Gent4 and root or whatever in your home directory where, you've got the built-in privileges, you won't be getting all these errors about privileges. Or if you just, type as the permanent sudo, then, or super user, then you also won't be getting all these things like I keep getting. So, but now that we've extracted the root source code, we can do what we did for Gent4 and make a build and install directory. So let's go sudo make directory and root, and let's go, let's just take that and change it slightly to how I like the format. Didn't even install the vanilla 36 after all that, so doesn't matter. So let's make our build and install directories. Actually, let's just make this a bit bigger, so stop word wrapping. So let's cd into the build directory for root. So root 6 build, and let's do cmake again. And with root, I don't use any non-standard options. So with Gent4, how we did like build with X11 and Qt multi-threaded on. When I do root, I just do the vanilla installation. So all I do is just default, so we don't need any of that cmake stuff. I just go cmake and then go go upward directory and / so we're going to these, so we specify our source file, our source directory, so root and .6, so there's a space for the actual source 6, and that should be all that is. Okay, just reading thing about depreciation. So 17, that seems, 17 sounds good. Okay, so now that we've got those links, again, let's compile the, so again, once we did the cmake, create all these directories, build files. So then typing make, we will actually compile and create the application. So sudo make and -j to specify how many CPU threads we want to build it with. And so root will take quite a bit longer than Gent4 typically. And so I'll pause it here and then come back once it's actually completed. Okay, so I just went off to make a beverage, and that's just, to say how much longer it is to take, how much longer it is to install root than it is to install Gent4, just in terms of the compilation time. just because of how much larger it is compared to Gen 4. And maybe I timed the start a bit too early. Okay, so we've got root installed now, and we've got Gent 4 installed. So what I'll do is stop the video here and then just go on to actually using or setting the two up in the next video.